It was meant to be a calm Friday evening. After weeks of distance and unspoken tension, my wife, Natalie, suggested we go out for dinner to talk. Her voice was controlled, almost scripted. I didn't expect much, but she'd been detached for months. Glued to her phone, staying late at work, her laughter gone. Still, I wanted to believe this dinner might be our way back, that maybe she wanted to fix what was left of us. I put on a clean shirt, made a reservation at her favorite Italian restaurant, and told myself that love, even worn thin, might still have a chance. But the moment she sat across from me, her expression distant, her fingers tapping lightly against her wine glass, I knew this wasn't a conversation. It was a goodbye. The waiter had barely poured the wine before she set it in. A calm, steady voice. "Mark, I'm leaving you." It's no emotion, no hesitation, just finality. My chest felt hollow, but I didn't speak. Then she added with chilling composure, "I've met someone else. He makes me feel alive again." It wasn't a confession. It was an announcement. I set my fork down, leaned back, and asked quietly, "So this dinner was what exactly?" She gave a small nod, almost relieved. "Closure," she said. "I don't want this to end badly. I just want to be civil." That word civil burned more than her betrayal. After 10 years together, she was ending our marriage as if it were a polite business transaction. I studied her for a moment, really looked at her. The subtle changes told their own story. New hairstyle, unfamiliar perfume, a phone screen lighting up every few minutes with messages she pretended not to see. "What's his name?" I asked, though deep down I already knew. She flinched, then muttered, "It doesn't matter." I smiled faintly. "You might want that honesty you're so proud of in about 2 minutes. Her brow furrowed. "What do you mean?" I didn't respond. Instead, my eyes drifted to the restaurant's entrance, where a tall man in a gray suit had just walked in. The same man I'd seen in a photo that popped up on her phone weeks ago. Ethan, her project partner. Her late nights at work, but he wasn't alone. He was helping a woman out of her coat. His wife, Melissa. When Natalie turned and saw them, all color drained from her face. Ethan froze, caught mid-motion, his hand still holding his wife's purse. The four of us locked eyes, a moment heavy with shock and realization. I leaned forward slightly. "You didn't think I'd invite them, did you?" I said softly. Natalie's voice shook. "You what?" I took a slow sip of my wine. "When you started acting strange, I looked into it. Turns out Ethan's wife had her doubts too, so we decided to have dinner together." Melissa's face was pale but fierce as she turned to her husband. "So, it's true," she said quietly. Ethan's jaw tightened. "Melissa, not here," he hissed. "You said it was over," she shot back, her voice trembling. "You said those trips meant nothing." The restaurant had gone utterly silent. Natalie's hand shook as she reached for her napkin, trying to maintain composure, but panic was written all over her face. I just watched. No yelling, no theatrics, just the truth unfolding in real time. Finally, Natalie turned to me, desperate. "Mark, I didn't know she'd be here. This wasn't supposed to happen." I met her gaze. "You mean getting caught wasn't supposed to happen?" I said, "But lies have a way of showing up uninvited." Ethan tried to touch Melissa's arm, but she pulled away, tears streaking down her face. "You can have him," she spat at Natalie. "He's yours now. Good luck. He's been lying to me for years." I stood up slowly, dropped my napkin on the table, and left a few bills beside my plate. Natalie reached out, her voice breaking. "Mark, wait, please." I paused just long enough to look at her one last time. "You ended this marriage the day you decided I wasn't enough," I said quietly. "I just let you reveal it in public." And then I walked out, leaving them both to sit in the ruins of their own choices. Later that night, Melissa called. Her voice was steady but fragile. "Thank you," she said. "I needed to see it with my own eyes." We talked for a long while, not as to people looking for comfort, but as to souls trying to make sense of the same kind of pain. No anger, no romance. Just the quiet understanding that only betrayal survivors share. The next morning, Natalie came by the house. Her eyes were swollen, her makeup smeared. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "It's over with him." I was stupid. "I've lost everything." I met her gaze and shook my head. "You didn't lose it," I said. "You gave it away." She begged for another chance, but I didn't hesitate. "You said you wanted to be honest with yourself. Stay honest. This is who you are now." Then I closed the door. Months passed. Rebuilt my life piece by piece. Sold the house. Took a new job. Traveled for a while. I heard Ethan's marriage ended shortly after that night. His career fell apart when Melissa filed a complaint with HR. Natalie moved into a small apartment. Freedom, she'd once called it. But I'm sure by now, it tastes more like regret. Sometimes I think back to that dinner, to the exact second she froze when the truth walked in behind her. She thought she was walking away for love. Then instead, she walked straight into the wreckage of her own deceit. And all I had to do was give the truth a seat at the